Good morning, welcome to Bitcoin Bounce. My name is Joseph and today I'm here with Dion. And today we're listening to Steve from Crypto Crew University. And Steve is talking about the 9-day Gaussian channel that just flashed red. And for him, that's a very strong bullish signal for Bitcoin, and so that's very exciting. Steve is a very conservative trader, and I put a lot of weight on what he's saying. And so what I want to do is I want to show you the little clip, and then after the clip I want Dion to just explain to us what he thinks is happening.
We've got the Gaussian channel, we're on the 9-day, and we just flashed red. Take a look at that red right here, just flashed it. Fresh red. Luckily for us, we've done this 2 other times. We flashed red here in 2018. We also flashed here in 2015. But what did it mean? It may not mean what you think it means. But when we flashed red here, Bitcoin had already bottomed. That's not my opinion. Just look at it. We flashed red when we had already bottomed. Now, the key is, how long did we stay red? When did we get above the red? And what happened after that? And we're going to break that down. Now you look at 2018. When we flashed red, we had already bottomed. But again, the key was when we actually battled back above here and started holding support here and changed back to green. And then the rest was history. But now that we're red, what does it mean? Well, we can look at 2 data points in the charts dating all the way back to 2014, because we've repeated this pattern and Bitcoin has reacted the same way each time so far. So when these patterns changed to red before, it was very telling. Just like we have this Gaussian channel, if you follow our channel, we predicted the mega crash at 48K. Using the Gaussian channel. The Gaussian channel has been our secret weapon. It's been our secret weapon to the point where last May of 2021 is when we started to put major warning signs on this market. Because in May of 2021, we entered the quicksand. Nobody wanted to believe it. We said video after video, Bitcoin could be in quicksand for at least 1 year, because so far in history, it's been an average of a year. Look at 2018. Change from green to red while getting resistance from the median line, mega crash. It's very simple. And we did the same thing in 2014. Change from green to red while getting rejection from the median line, mega crash. So here we are on the 9-day, and nobody's going to want to believe this either, but we just flashed red, and we've done it 2 other times after the bottom was in. That's not my opinion, it's just a fact. When we flashed red here, the bottom was in. When we flashed red here, the bottom was already in. So one would assume that if we're following the same pattern, the bottom is in. That this red zone lasted for 230 days. But this one was crazy. This one lasted for 400 days. So what would it look like if Bitcoin went through this kind of period where 400 days we were still in red and we were just barely holding support up on this top line? What would that look like in terms of time and price? What would it bring price to, and what would it bring the time to? So let's look at time first. 400 days from now, right? We're in September of next year. So just imagine this for a second. September of next year, Bitcoin is hovering around 50K, okay? For the folks that bought at 20, you're still like, what's wrong with this scenario, Steve? I'm still in tons of profit. The problem would be the market would be very slow, very methodical. A lot of people would have given up. Everyone would be calling for crypto to be dead, except we would know that once we start holding support on this top level here, that's when we're going to start the next bull run. So for us, it would be incredible. So for the herd, it would be devastating. Just like every day for the herd is very devastating because they're always getting destroyed with their emotion. But we've got this red thing here. I wanted to bring it to your attention. You may say, hey, Steve, you're just trying to find things on the 9-day and the 8-day. I'm just looking at the facts. These are facts that nobody's talking about. Just like the fact of Gaussian channel on the 5-day, we started entering trouble last May of 2021. These are just facts. It's another fact that we stay inside the quicksand for an average of about a year, which we've also done.
So Dion, what do you think?
Great, Joseph. Yeah, I think Steve has an awesome video there, and his strategy is also great. I've got another indicator just to give confluence to that. There's this indicator called hash ribbons, which is basically just the hash rate of all the Bitcoin transactions, and that normally gives an indication of how healthy Bitcoin is and what's happening. So this just gives confluence to Steve's opinion. This is the hash ribbons indicator, and it just works out the hash rates, and it sees how healthy Bitcoin is according to that, the transactions being done on the blockchain. And it's also like Steve's, it doesn't give this signal often. If we're going back here, so on the Bitcoin daily, if we go back up to June, I've just mapped out the last few signals that we've got here. So when it gives a blue signal, that's a buy on Bitcoin. So the last time it gave it in May 2020, it was a 35% rise from there. Then we got one in 13 July 2020. It was another 30.8%. Then the next one we got was in December 2020. That was 110%. And then we got one in 7 August 2021. So you see it's like nearly a year later. So it's very much like Steve's strategy. It doesn't come often, but when it comes, it's normally good. So this was 18%, and now at the moment you can see here we've just had another flash. So when it's flashed in the past, it's had like a massive up run. So I tend to agree with Steve. It's really looking like, I think also just the fact that we've come and retest this level, and we've had massive support or resistance here to break through. When we eventually did, we retested once and it went well, and now second time. So it's looking good. I mean, we could still go down, but it's whenever this is flashed in the past, like Steve's indicator also, we've always gone up. So it's looking good. I agree with him.
Okay, awesome, Dion. Yeah, I actually really like that flash. What do you call it? The ribbon? What do you call it? Hash ribbon. Yeah, yeah, the hash ribbon indicator. Yeah, that's very interesting. You know, that you can use the hash rate to make an indicator off of that, and that really shows you how many people are actually using Bitcoin and how many transactions are there. You know, there's some countries in the world where the economies are suffering so much. A lot of people are keeping some of their money in Bitcoin just because they don't want the governments to print money and then they lose all their money. So Bitcoin is really going to, over the years, become a very important vehicle to stop, to counter inflation. You know, and so many countries are printing money. I watched a video yesterday about the president of Ukraine, how they're printing money out to get out of that war, you know, because they run out of money when they're in a war, so they just print more money. And, you know, everybody that's living in Ukraine are already paying for that war through the inflation. So I'm sure if I'm a Ukrainian, I would be sure to put my money into Bitcoin. Dion, thank you. This was very interesting. So we're going to be back tomorrow. Guys, have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Cheers, eh?